To find housing, you first need to decide what kind of housing you want. There are numerous different housing options for students in Korea, the most popular ones being boarding houses, shared houses, and studio apartments. Boarding house, 학수집. Boarding houses are similar to shared houses, where you pay for a room and have communal living. However, the host of the boarding house lives in the building as well and helps the tenants by cooking food, as an example. Living in a boarding house is great because boarding houses are located within walking distance from school, the rooms are fully furnished, tenants can get help from the host, and it doesn't have a big deposit compared to other types of housing. Share house. Share houses are just like any hostel. You rent a room or a bed and have shared living space. Living in a shared house is great because this is a great way to meet new people, make friends, and learn about different cultures. Most people who live in shared houses are here for travel or for short-term studying. Shared houses also have no big deposit compared to other types of housing. Studios, or wallroom. Studios are small separate apartments or studio rooms. They have a big deposit, anywhere from 1 million won and up, with monthly rent and utility payments, but they have all amenities to yourself with a private shower, kitchen area, and more. However, most studio rooms do not have furniture, so you will need to furnish it yourself. Also, you can make a contract for a long stay, approximately anywhere from 6 months and up. Living in a studio is great because you have the option to have your own place and have more freedom on where you want to live. And a contractual stay. You are guaranteed the place for a long time. You can also personalize your room to your needs, furniture, pictures, and more. Decide where you want to live. The second step you need to take after deciding what kind of housing you are looking for is the location. The information is the same throughout Seoul, but to make it easier for Yonsei University students to find housing, we highlighted several neighborhoods close to Sinchon campus. Sinchon Station area. Home to the Yonsei University main campus, Sinchon is a popular area for students. Types of housing are shared houses, studio apartments, and goshi ones. Pros of living here are it's very close to campus, and it's located in the heart of Yonsei-ro, where most students hang out, eat, and study. Yeonhwi-dong. Located between Yeonhwi-ro and Sinchon campus, the housing of Yeonhwi-dong is close to the west gate of school and in close proximity to most lecture halls. Types of housing: boarding houses, studios, and goshi ones, shared houses. Pros of living here are it's located right next to school, most students attending Yonsei live here, cute cafes and close to all the amenities you need, and it's relatively cheaper than other areas because it is a student area. Ewha Women's University area, Ide. Close to Ewha Women's University, where it gets its name from, the Ewha area is known for being home to many students attending Ewha Women's University. Types of housing are studios and goshi ones. Pros of living here are one stop away from Sinchon Station, but it is more quiet compared to other areas. Majority of people who live here are Ewha University students and Seogang University students, so it is a popular student housing area. Yeonnam-dong. Located between Yeonhwi-dong and Yeonnam-dong, it is a quiet suburban area. Types of housing are shared houses and studios. Pros of living here are more of a residential area, so it is quiet with cute cafes and small unique restaurants. A bit further away from Yonsei Sinchon campus, but is right next to the bustling Hongdae where many students go for shopping. It also has both quiet areas and bustling areas. Searching for a house. In Korea, the process of finding a house can happen very quickly. In a matter of a day, you could find a house, sign a contract, and move in, so don't be afraid if the process seems fast. The actual process of finding a house, however, can be started through many ways. However, before you start looking for a house online, on an app, or through a real estate agency, here are some words you need to know. 보증금, deposit. Korea is known for having a chonse, long-term lease, and 월세, monthly lease housing system. For international students, 월세 is recommended. Many studios and apartments require a big deposit in return for a smaller monthly rent. The smallest deposit you can put down is 1 million won, and the average in these areas mentioned is 5 million won to 10 million won. 월세, monthly rent. This is how much you will pay the landlord monthly. 관리비, fixed utilities. This is the fixed amount of utilities you will have to pay each month. Different houses have different utilities included in this amount. For example, if a house includes water, 수도, in this fee, you will not have to pay for water separately. 수도세, 난방비, 가스, 전기. Water, heating and cooling, gas, electricity. This is often separate from the fixed utilities, and you will be billed for the amount you use. Some landlords will have you give them this amount of money, and they will pay it. Others will have you pay this amount directly to the utility agency. Directions on how to pay it are written in Korean and English on the monthly bill. Real estate agencies. The most traditional way to find housing are real estate agencies, which are called 부동산 in Korean. You can go to any real estate agency in the area you want to live in and ask them to show you houses based on what you are looking for. There are also many popular mobile apps you can use to find housing. Two we will look at are 직방 and 다방. 직방. First, download the app from the App Store. Open the app. Click 원룸, studio. Then to find the desired type of housing, click 지도로 방 찾기. Change the setting to fit your liking and move the map to the desired location of housing. Complete the search by clicking the orange button at the bottom. Then the search results according to your preferences in types of houses and location will show up. Scroll through the houses and choose one you like. On the search results, for example, the 1,000/60 means the deposit will be 1,000 manwon, or about $10,000. And the 60 means the monthly rent will be 60 manwon, or about $600. There are also photos of the houses that you can scroll through. Once you choose a house that you like, you can click the profile and look through the details. Amenities. Pyong. It is the Korean way of measuring unit area or floor space. 1 pyong is equal to 3 square meters or 36 square feet. 관리비. As mentioned before, this is the fixed utility fee every month, and some utilities are included in this fee. Some utilities are not included, and there will be an additional payment every month for each utility. Option. Options. Where what is included in the house is shown. 상세 설명. Where the area around it and how far the house is from major places and subway stations is shown. Map. Where the general location of where the house is can be seen. 다방. Download the app from the App Store. Click 지도 or map. Click the settings icon below the search bar. Under 방 종류, click 원룸 to look at studio apartments. Under 거래 유형, click 월세 so you can look at monthly rental options. As an example, under 가격, change 보증금 to up to 1,000 manwon and 월세 to up to 60 manwon. You can change the 관리비 option to fit the range you want your fixed utilities to be in. You have the option to change the search results based on how big or small you want your room to be. There are several more customization options available. You can choose which floor you want to live on, and if you want a loft or your kitchen separate from your living space. You can also choose how long you want to sign the contract for, and other amenities such as an elevator or a veranda. Finding an agency. After choosing an apartment that you are thinking of renting, you can proceed with seeing the place in person, for which the next step would be to contact the real estate agent or agency representing the apartment. In case of real estate apps, you can scroll down to see the real estate agent's profile and click on it to find their information to contact them for further information and a possible appointment to visit the place in person. Make sure you like the house or screenshot it so you can easily access it when coming back to the app or when showing the real estate agent. To access your liked houses on the app, click the 3 bars in the top right-hand corner and click 침한 방. Then contact the agent with the housing place you want to see. Visiting the agency. In the area you are looking for housing, you can simply go into any real estate agency office, 부동산, and tell them you want to look at a house with your amenity preferences. Or you can call them and schedule an appointment. You can also message them to ask them to look at a specific house you found on the apps, or see other houses under the agency as well. Once you visit the apartment in person, you are ready to sign the contract. Here are a few important things to pay attention to. This is a basic lease contract in Korean. Each rental contract varies across the real estate agencies, so we will only talk about the most important parts to look at and things to remember when signing your contract. 임차 주택의 표시, house information. This first section covers the information on the house, such as the address and size of the rental space. 계약 내용, contract information. This section covers the information on the contract agreement, stating the amount of total deposit, contract fee, intermediate payment of the deposit, and the balance left on the deposit, which should be paid at the specified date to the right, and the monthly rent, which should be paid at the agreed upon date stated to the right as well. 제2조, contract length or period. This section states the length of stay or rental of the house. 제3조, repairs and damages. This section covers any repairs or damages that need to be fixed before the leasee moves in. Are there any repairs that need to be done? Yes or no? If yes, state the repairs, and when the repairs were finished. 제4조, the house's intended purpose. This section states the house should be used for its intended purpose and cannot be leased out to other tenants besides the stated tenant in the contract. 제7조, termination of contract. The leasee may cancel the contract if it is not possible to use the house for purpose of the lease due to the loss of part of the rented house and other reasons without negligence of the leasee. 제8조, contract renewal. Contract renewal can be requested from 6 months after the start of the lease to 2 months before the end of the rental period. However, the lessor or the landlord may reject the request for contract renewal only in the case as presented in subparagraph 1, Article 6-3 of the Residential Loan Protection Act. 특약사항, special conditions. Let's look at the last section of the contract. This is where you and the landlord will put your current information, such as current addresses and identification numbers. We will not go over every part of this section, but an important notice is the 임차인 or lessee information. If you do not have an alien registration card or ARC, you can put your passport number in that section instead. After all the information is put in, you should sign on the right-hand side. And now you are done.